update your roof, fly out, and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
All right, Dominique, I guess for the past few weeks, you've been hearing about a cyber cafe northeast of the island called Abraham Cyber Cafe in the Woodford area. And we're going to talk about that this afternoon for a few minutes. Stick around.
The Abraham Cyber Cafe, based in the vibrant community of Woodford Hill, is where you inspire and we create. Call on Abraham Cyber Cafe for all your top quality printing needs. Vehicle decals, custom made tumblers, mugs, and brilliant printing of t-shirts, caps, and a wide variety of ID cards. For top quality, fast, eye-catching, head-turning, high-impact, vibrant printing, rely on the professional printing services of Abraham Cyber Cafe. Call 315-5745 or WhatsApp 276-6522. Abraham Cyber Cafe. We bring all your ideas to life with exceptional brilliance and excellence. The people's choice. You won't regret this experience.
Let's say good afternoon to the three young people in studios. And they'll be talking to us about what seems to be the most much talked about Abraham Cyber Cafe in the Woodford community. Let's say good afternoon to the lady on the right. I prefer introduce ladies first. What's your name?
Kelsey Abraham.
Repeat.
Kelsey Abraham.
Good afternoon, Kelsey Abraham.
Good afternoon, I'm Rondell Abraham.
Wow, three Abrahams.
Yeah, that's why it's the Abraham Cyber Cafe.
I like that. So Abraham Cyber Cafes are surrounded by all Abrahams. Maybe my name might change by the end of this program to Abraham. So what's up? What's going on at Abraham Cafe?
The cafe, we try to do all type of printing. For now, we do the t-shirts, the caps, we do vehicle decals and all of that. But the main point is to do all type of printing.
All type of printing.
All type of printing.
So we have t-shirts to print.
You have t-shirts to print, we print all type of t-shirts. All type of printing as well. We do vinyls, and we do
speak to the microphone because
we do vinyls, we do heat transfer, and we have more in the pipeline.
Okay. So what did you come up with that name? And what was the objective of this exercise?
Of the Abraham Cyber Cafe?
Yeah, yes.
Well, as we say, it's a family business.
Right.
So we try to keep everything within the family. So that's where the Abraham came from. So we start off like, we really want to do like be the government of the business. Government.
So you want to take over the business?
No. It's like the point of the business is to create business opportunities for other people.
Okay.
Even if we do it where we start, because we have the opportunity to start. So we'd like it to get big enough where we can employ people. So
just for now, it's just you three.
So no, we have our little brother, but he's not here right now.
Another Abraham.
Yeah. Yes. We are the three most active right now.
So who's the eldest now? The guy?
Yeah.
Interesting. Abraham Cafe. So I want to know where and when the idea was born to have this cafe.
Well,
anyone can speak to that?
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, it started when I graduated college.
All right.
So I decided to spoke to my dad because in Woodford they don't have no cafe for children to come and research, do homework, any of that. So I brought up the idea with my dad and my brother. He owns a studio, so the printing T-shirt and stuff, we just join it, and that is where it come the Abraham Cyber Cafe.
Abraham Cyber Cafe.
Yeah.
So how long you have been in existence?
We started this year, January.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What the response has been thus far?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Not the way you want it to be.
Not as yet, but it's good.
So if you have a cap that they want to print on, you can do all of that.
Yes, sir.
And all the equipment came from Dominica.
No.
None of the equipment came from Dominica.
And they say some people might say, "Well, you're young. Why you getting into business so young?" What would be your response?
Well,
Speak to the microphone.
I don't believe in waiting or going and look for job opportunities. I never really believe in it. I always believe in creating something. So from I left school, I jumped straight into music, own my own studio and stuff like that. And from that, I went into landscaping and stuff like that. Presently, I'm in landscaping as well. So for them, through the studio and the printing and everything, like she said, we just join it together. So that's on their department. But there's other things in pipeline as well.
So repeat to us as to what you get involved with in terms of printing.
In terms of printing,
Yes.
well,
Shirts, hats, vehicles decal,
Because
tumblers,
what? Repeat.
vehicles decal.
Okay.
Like-
Well, explain to me. I'm not an expert in vehicles.
like
Explain.
the vehicle graphics.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
We do window signs as well.
Huh?
We do window signs.
Window signs.
Yes.
Okay.
Tumblers.
Posters,
Yeah.
flyers. We laminate as well. We do binding as well. We actually
make
make
books.
exercise books, but nice for it.
You haven't gone into stitching as yet in terms of no.
No.
Like
not yet.
if I have a say a towel, a bath towel, and I don't need my name,
Embroidery.
Oh, embroidery. It's
coming.
on the way. It's on the way.
it's coming. So I'm
Yeah.
excited. Like
Yes, it's on the way.
there's more to come.
Yeah, there's a lot more to come, like I said.
All right. So what is your biggest market? Is it just Woodfordale or you extending so far?
No.
No?
No. It's
Uh-huh.
Woodfordale.
Right.
But the vision is not for Woodfordale at all. We even wish we could ship out. Like
You want to export?
Antigua. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're that confident about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have the quality to export.
Yes. And we have a lot better coming, like I say. For now, we started small.
Mhm.
It's just the beginning. We officially started in January.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot more in store.
And you're satisfied that you're going somewhere.
Yes.
All right, Dominica, we're here. And if you have any ideas, business ideas, if somebody may be listening at this time and say, well, okay, let me give these young people a chance to do some business. How do they get in touch with you?
Our phone number is on the flyer. We have Facebook. They can contact me or the business number.
Okay, what's the business number? Tell us.
276-6522, and my number is 315-5745.
Wow. Young people in action, not waiting for others to give them a bread. That's positive, and we have to encourage the young people to do more like that. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matt, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, Lofty. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Matt, I want to say a special good afternoon to your listeners, to your people in the studio,
Yeah, the
to
Abrahams.
young entrepreneurs.
The Abrahams, yes.
Yeah, special good afternoon there. Matt, what I really call to basically encourage them and tell them keep going, because that is where I think young people with very creative and innovative minds can excel. And the young brother there, the young Abraham, he mentioned a word that resonated with me while he was speaking, in that he said that he basically don't like to look for jobs, but create his own jobs. And I think with that kind of attitude, young people like him and others will do well. And it's also finally a testament that young people in the country, they can work, they want work to do, and even being creative at that. So this false narrative about young people this and young people that, where work is concerned, these three young people there today, they are basically testifying to the fact that that statement, where young people don't want to do this, don't want to do that in Dominica, it is not true at all. The avenue must be created for young people to thrive. And again, I just want to congratulate them. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I think there are more telephone calls here coming in. Are you there, caller? Yes? Uh-oh. Sorry about that. You can call us back. The Abraham family, I thought actually the Abraham family was from the Goodwill area, but happy to know there are a lot of Abrahams in the Woodford area. Hello, talk to me, huh? Uh-oh, sorry about that. My telephone's keep dropping. Are you there, yes?
Hey, Mr. Felton, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings to you, blessings.
Boss, it's not true that you're calling you back away from phone call.
Well, you see, I always tell you, blessings, you should know better. I see lights, I don't see telephone. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay.
Is there any vacancy for all people like Moses? For all people like Moses, Abraham, Noah, Moses, and Anyway, I just want to call and congratulate you all, and I'm glad it's a family business. So the potential is there, and the likelihood of separating, because that's all we're seeing. And where people don't know to stay together anymore. Before any little thing, everybody go their own way. Everybody figure out, well, I am big enough. Let me go and do my own thing. So let me congratulate you all. I think Abraham Cafe, man.
Abraham Cyber Cafe, Cyber
Cafe. Are you selling brass? Anyway, all the best, and just continue to be creative and innovative. Incorporate whatever all you can do with the business to make it quite attractive, so people haven't got a choice more than to come and look for Abraham Cafe. Moses will pass there one day. Have a blessed day.
All right, thank you very much. On the telephone, yes? Are you there, caller?
Yes, man. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, just your brother Lofty. Big up Lofty. I know you listening. I'll get to you, my brother. I'm a little disappointed, but I'll get to you. Matt, I called to big up these young people because Dominica is in a dark stage. And with these young people, there is hope. Because the economy, Matt, in Dominica is government doing most of the hiring. And we know small business and the private sector, that's the real engine growth of any country. So you cannot depend on government to give you jobs. So that's a positive move. And I hope a lot of other young people find it within themselves to have a little vision, be creative, and set up the future. Because that's what they're doing now, man. They're setting up for the future because it's going to shift. Small business going to take over the majority of working people in Dominica. And these people started it, and I just want to say big up to the Abraham family and all Dominica that have a vision want to see them. That's a step in the right direction. So I just have to call them.
All right, let me ask you a question. Of course, we have a few printing businesses around. Don't you feel intimidated by that?
No.
Not with the mindset.
Not the mindset.
No.
What is your mindset again? Remind us.
Creative, to create things. So I don't follow, I create. So I will never have competition, I believe. Because I always create something different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now I have invited my next guest, who is a senior businessman, to actually just give some advice in terms of where they should go and encourage them about business. He's a young businessman. Yes. So let me allow Mr. Andy Jolly, a prominent businessman, I will say, to encourage these young people. They're called the Abraham Cafe. Andy, what do you think of the idea?
Well, I think the idea is a great one. In fact, the truth is, and Matt doesn't know that as yet, I actually own a print shop.
You see?
Called DreamWorks Printing. So the printing business is a very, very good business. And creativity is one of the things that you have to have. You have to have visions. And one of the things that we don't do here, Matt, is that we have to get our products out to people. We have to make our people interested in products and get those products out in the market. Now, printing is nice, but what the real money comes from the development of the ideas. So if you can sell your designs to people, if you can sell your artwork to people, or if you can copyright it somehow, that's where the real revenue is made. Because you print it, it goes out. You don't want somebody else to just print it. You really want to design the artwork and own the artwork. Print shop business is a good steady business. You need a lot of high energy equipment. I know I have about $300,000 worth of equipment that I run in my print shop on a daily basis. But what I do to keep my print shop up as well too is to form contracts with the community. So you really have to let the community support you and show them your work and let them know that if you do something for them, it's gonna look a lot better than if they do it themselves. You have to really sell them on it. So it's a great business to be in, and I'm gonna let you know, Matt. Paper still sells. Remember, there was a time they said they were gonna get rid of paper. They're gonna get rid of paper. And everybody, but I'm gonna tell you, I still print more paper than anything else. But then I can print hats, I can print shirts, I can print pens, I develop logos for people. And one of the things that I've gotten into lately, which you guys might want to get into, I've teamed up with a lot of artists and actually develop their artwork. So basically, they do the artwork, and I do the reprints for the artwork, and then pay them based off how those are sold. And I have a Amazon shop basically, and I put all the artwork on there, and I say, hey, if you want a reprint of this, I'll do it for you. I ship it out to them. The artist gets a cut out of it, as well as you get a cutout of printing it. The original still stays somewhere, but the artist, well, you have to find artists that are into this too, because most artists don't want to, they want to do one painting. But I think it's a great business. Keep it up. There's a lot to learn, and we have the development of AI Mart, which is going to be the technology, the thing of the future. I mean, you get into AI where you have real development, and you get into things like 3D printing, which is amazing. But it's a good deal. Stay on top of it. Form lots of contracts in your community, really get involved in your business community, and show them how you can present products for them and give their customers dollar value. You'll always be in business.
All right. Great advice. Take the mic.
Yes, it is a very good advice, man.
All right.
It's a very good advice.
So I'm going to be one of my first customers in the rose. I'm going to ask them to print 50 business cards for me. That's a nice one. 250. 250?
That's the normal limit for business.
I'm giving them a stat, and you say 250.
250. Best price.
All right, so we'll talk, and I want to say any final comments before you go, because it's almost time to wrap up.
Well, we just want to say thank you for supporting us, those of you who are supporting us, and we are looking to get bigger and better. And the comment that the lady said that when to hire, we are looking to hire you.
All right. So you're hoping that you grow bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
All right. Any final comment, my young man?
Well, all I would like to say is keep in touch. Follow the page, Facebook and WhatsApp, because like I say, I'm very creative and there's a lot more in store. So if you miss this interview, tell a friend to tell a friend, like the page, because there's a lot more to come.
What's the website?
What's the website?
Well, we don't have a website as yet. We have
you should start creating that.
Yeah, everything is the Abraham Cyber Cafe.
Okay. Let me see if I can take a quick phone call. Yes, go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Pelte.
Good afternoon to you.
And your guests, the young people, and Mr. Jollies. I really want to congratulate the younger people out there, Mr. Pelte, in the development for small business. And I really wish the people in authority could hear these people and give a helping hand, because small business is going through some serious difficulties. And now we have a good opportunity, because you see, with the whole trade movements in the world, we can even use China, because one of the biggest products that China depends on is soda beans from America. And that's one of the way we can go. I know you have a businessman on board. I don't know what helping hand he can give in wherever he's strong. And I wish the government and the Prime Minister could have a meeting with all small business people like the Prime Minister. I know he always have his press conference, but just to get the feedback on the younger people and support people. For instance, you see that place right in front of Roseau there, the Ruins building is a very industrial building. You see they're trying to put a coffee festival and a river festival with Mr. Coffee and Mr. Louis and Loam. I think the Prime Minister sometimes have to go and sit with these people because Loam, I think, employs 50-something people in those two little business he have right in Roseau there. So those things, even Mr. Barnes want to put up a Christian festival in Cassie Bruce. And I think these are the people the Prime Minister have to go and sit with. Just look at Burkina Faso. Take a look at Burkina Faso. You don't have to worry about it, but just look out the window and look in Burkina Faso. A man come in 3 years and he changed the whole landscape in development industry. Mr. Pelder, you always ask the Prime Minister question. Ask him when he called in a meeting with the small business people, manufacturing. We at sea without no boat, no engine, nothing. Have a good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for your comments always. Good afternoon to you, Matt. Congratulations to your guests. I would really like to know if one has a photo and want to enlarge it, whether you can do that as well. There's a question there to you.
Yes.
So so if you have a photo and you want to enlarge it, can you get into that?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
okay.
can.
And another question to you, whether you do labels. So
Yes,
Yes, we do label.
all right, so repeat that number again, because already you're getting some business here. Repeat the number so somebody can write it down. They
The
can give it-
number is 315-5745 and 276-6522.
All right, somebody said, great conversation, Matt, with these young people. Congratulations to them. That's why we must continue to believe in our young people in Dominica. They must never be written off. Congratulations again to these young people. So congratulations to you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very
I'm
much.
hoping that we'll see you sometime. Maybe next time you might be in your other employees, huh?
Yeah.
Take care now. Take care.
Thank
All right,
you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
The Abraham Cyber Cafe, based in the vibrant community of Woodford Hill, is where you inspire and we create. Call on Abraham Cyber Cafe for all your top quality printing needs: vehicle decals, custom made tumblers, mugs, and brilliant printing of t-shirts, caps, and a wide variety of ID cards. For top quality, fast, eye-catching, head-turning, high-impact, vibrant printing, rely on the professional printing services of Abraham Cyber Cafe. Call 315-5745 or WhatsApp 276-6522. Abraham Cyber Cafe. We bring all your ideas to life with exceptional brilliance and excellence. The people's choice. You won't regret this experience.
Dominican, show your property, protect your property. You homeowner, and businessman. Protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane. Can't wait till you flood again. Can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseville. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
All right, Dominica, we're here, and it's a very outspoken businessman. Mr. Andy Jolly's here again. I suspect he's going to be hot as usual. Every time he comes on the radio, provokes some reaction out there. And today will be no different. Mr. Andy Jolly, good afternoon to you and welcome again after your break.
Good afternoon, Matt. Feels good to be back.
You look fresh.
Well, Matt, I've been working out more than ever and trying to stay in good health, and it feels good. It feels good. I eating right, sleeping right, and working out. I think that's the technique. There's a lot of stress in the world, Matt, right now.
Oh yes.
So you have to use countermeasures to balance the stress out. So we have to know that we need to take care of ourselves first and make sure that we're healthy because there's devils setting traps for you out there. So you have to make sure you can maintain.
So do you feel more stressed?
No, feel good.
Now I'm talking about when you come to Dominica, you feel more stressed than you are?
No, I feel good. Dominica is not a place that we don't change our potholes in the road very often. So I know where they are. I feel comfortable. I feel like I can still close my eyes and drive around a little bit. Dominica has a little slower pace. But no, feel comfortable down here. It's a little tough though, seeing the economy and seeing how things are moving. It would be nice to see things on track a little bit more. A few more people on the island, a few more businesses moving. It would be nice to see that. But I will tell you, home is nice. It's family. It's your friends. It's your people. It's very refreshing compared to the alternative.
Your president, I know that's the one you support. You're a Trumper.
Trumper.
Okay.
That's right.
So in recent times, President Trump, put some tariffs in place.
Yes. We make America great plan.
Do you think the ratings seem to be going down, Andy?
It seems to be rating down, but you shouldn't always listen to the news media. People are very fast to react, and when you're changing things, man, or when you're going through fixes, a lot of people don't know you have to break things down and then fix them back up, and it's a lot of pressure and pain. But we've developed a society that needs immediate results on everything. Everything is instant gratification. And some people could get a little impatient, and I think they are getting a little impatient. But those of us who understand what it takes are right there, and we understand the sacrifices we have to make. So I'm going to tell you, we should start making some changes in Dominica as well, too. And they might be painful changes, but we have to make them.
But do you think we can take this painful change?
I think we have to.
At this time,
we need to take. We need to take the pain, Matt. Else, I do not think the way that we are going, we're sustainable. We cannot sustain Dominica in the direction that is going. There's too much turmoil. There's too much chaos. There's too much mismanagement. There's too much misinformation. We cannot continue like that.
How do you defend the statement that I've heard from many that Trump is for the rich and not for the poor?
Well, a lot of people think that Trump is for the rich. Trump is really not for the rich. Trump loves people who go to work every day. If you go to work, you get the job done, you earn an honest living, That's what he wants to see. And I think America was built on that. We were built on working people. Right now, we have a lot of people who are looking for handouts, and they don't want to work. They don't want to put in the progress. They don't want to learn. There's opportunity out there, but they don't want to take it. So you have to really come back to base and say, hey, how do we fix that? We got to get those people back to work. And the people who are sitting around getting salaries or getting donations and not working, Matt, those are the real people complaining. Those are the people that are saying, hey, guess what? I would really like to stay in the position that I'm in. I'm not working every day, or I'm working from home. I'm not doing very much work. However, I still have a great salary and I still have a great life. We got to get people back to work. So it's something that we honestly have to do.
That may be long term, Andy, but realistically,
we gotta get back to our basics, Matt. You know, I don't know if you remember in Dominica, and this wasn't too long ago. Remember when we had things like home ec in Dominica? We had home ec where they actually taught you how to cook, how to bake a cake, and they had other training skills, vocational skills, plumbers, mechanics, woodworking people, electricians. What happened to all those people? Where did they disappear to? They just disappeared. You know why? We stopped training in school. We got away from the basics and we went too far ahead, or we just lost them. So I think we have to get back to our basic roots, understanding what works. We can't get away from it.
How do you, or what would you say in terms of the tariffs being implemented at this time and the impact it will have on the Dominican economy?
Well, it's definitely having an impact right now. Right now as we speak. And Matt, I called into the radio yesterday. I was so disappointed that our PM came on. I mean, he had a press conference, and he should probably never ever do any more press conferences. I'm going to tell you, PM, take my advice. Don't do any press conferences until you have some good news to give us. We are tired of the same old thing. And believe it or not, Matt, I was sitting in a meeting. I'm going to tell you about the tariffs. I was sitting in a meeting because here I am. I was working on a deal, a $15 million deal with a few investors, and sitting on a deal in Seattle. And I'm trying to get some money to do a big investment in Dominica, right? So because, we're trying. And we're sitting there with the folks, and one of the guys said, hey, what's really going on in Dominica? This country has so much potential, and every day it's walking away. I said, man, we're trying a lot of things, but there's a lot of talk going on. You know what he told me? He said, well, y'all did the wrong thing. Y'all put a parrot on all your flags, so it's talk alone. They can have talk. Man, I had nothing else to come back with, man, because we really do have a parrot on our flag.
So we talk too much.
We talk too much and no action. So
let's take a phone call. Are you there, caller? Yes, we want to be very interactive. Are you there?
Hey, Matt, how you doing today? Andy, good day. How you doing?
Yes. Go ahead.
Andy, I know you support Trump. That's your prerogative, my brother. But you can't come on the radio and tell us Trump is not for the rich. The next bill that's going to be passed in Congress, that's a bill that's going to make the rich people even much richer. And one more thing, Andy. When it comes to the economy, we're talking about America because that's what you're Trump supporter. Who would you listen to when it comes to would you listen to like people, the CEO of BlackRock or Jamie Dimon compared to Donald Trump? If these people telling you the economy, what Trump is doing with the tariff is not right, you can't come and sugarcoat that on the air, Andy. It's not. Jamie Dimon will tell you, he's the CEO of Chase. He'll tell you the way Trump is doing it is not right. So if Trump was doing one country at a time, that's fine. But she's doing everybody. So it's not right. You can't sugarcoat that, Andy. I'll listen. I'll hang up and listen to your response, my brother.
Well, you're right, and I don't want to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you, you're very right about me being a supporter of Trump. I supported Trump way back when, and I think what he's doing is different. And Matt, you see the problem that a lot of people have with Trump? They have a problem with, hey, here's what he's doing. But very few people have never taken a look at the problems that they have and said, what solutions do we have that we can actively take care of it. And I love your show yesterday, Matt. That's why I called in. I love your show yesterday because if you notice what you were saying over and over again for those people who listen, is what solutions can we bring to the table? How can we provide jobs for the youth? How can we provide employment? How can we create factories? How can we get people back to work so they don't have to smuggle drugs, so they don't have to smuggle things this way or that way, motorbikes, etc.? How can we get rid? But Matt, here's what we're doing. Nobody's providing solutions. So first time in a very long time, we've had a guy come up and say, here's the problem that we have, right? And here's the solution to it. We have a PM that literally, I listened to this on Monday Matt Record and I infuriated. In fact, I was so infuriated, I just turned the damn radio off. And then I went back and I watched it on MO News a little bit later. And then I just turned it off again because I couldn't take it anymore. Because here, we have somebody who is very reactive. They're sitting around waiting for the world to happen and saying, well, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to sit around and see how it affects us. Well, by the time it starts affecting us, we're already in a jam. People are not offering real solutions. Matt, I cannot understand why we cannot see that the rest of the world is progressing. They're moving, they're posturing themselves. They're saying, hey, we want to do what is right for our country. Every country is sitting down right now and reevaluating what they're doing. They're bringing down their tariffs. They're bringing down their taxes. They're making trade more accessible. They're opening factories. And here we had our prime minister tell us that he was just at a meeting with the CBI and he's making the CBI better than it was before. And all Dominicans should get behind the CBI program and now support him because we've all benefited from the CBI program. And Matt, I'm going to tell you something now. This is kind of jokingly, but here's the thing: when your prime minister has to tell you you've benefited from the CBI program, and you have to ask yourself, when did I benefit from it? Then that's not a good thing. We should already know if we've benefited from the CBI program. You know who's benefiting from the CBI program? The people in St. Kitts. They tell you about it all the time. So, Matt, after we've lost our visa restriction, we have visa restrictions to Canada. UK. We have visa restrictions to the UK. We probably have visa restrictions to Guadeloupe and Martinique, which are right next door to us, probably, on the table right now. We have to double down on the CBI. If the prime minister had come out for 1 second and say, you know what we should do? Let's all just start growing marijuana and we're going to sell it and we're going to make a bunch of money, I would have been behind him. No need to, and somebody said,
you're basically saying he needs to be innovative.
But he needs to be innovative. If he came out and said, let's all start planting dashing because there's a high demand for dashing, I would have been behind him.
Are you saying, Andy, that he should get rid of the CBI?
Matt, the CBI is a dead horse. It is dead in the water. It was not working when we had this. Listen, if you want to arrest somebody for incitement, go get Mr. Roosevelt scared and arrest him for incitement because he's pissing the people off. This was the same reason why we've had matches in Roseau for the last 2 years is because of the CBI program. This is the reason we had stones being thrown a couple years ago is because of the CBI program. And now he comes back to the people and he pushes it up right through their mouth and says, let's get back on the CBI.
But don't you think that there are some people in the private sector who have benefited from CBI that should be speaking out?
Are we going to look at the 5 people who benefited and not the hundreds of people who are suffering? We have 7 hotels that are under construction and none of them in use. We have one in Portsmouth that's sinking. We have a whole bunch of them. We have two in Portsmouth, 3 in Portsmouth that are being developed. They're empty right now. We have one under Lale Coco that's being built that's empty right now. By the way, right next to a chicken farm. I don't know who planned that out, but I don't know. Nobody builds anything next to a chicken farm.
The chicken farm
all you can smell is, anyway.
Yeah.
But chicken farm was there first, and then you put a nice 4-star, 5-star hotel right next to a chicken farm. I don't know.
I mean, eventually they might buy it off. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, whoever the person that owns that chicken farm is, make sure you get good money for that because that chicken poop smells nasty. You can smell that all the way up. Going all the way up to Lubia, you can smell the chicken farm. Okay, but Matt, here it is that there were no real solutions.
our prime minister is dead and out of results. They're out of solution. They're out of everything right now. No news. Matt, here's the thing. We still have VAT. You know why President Trump came out and put tariffs? Is because small countries like us, the prime ministers and the people who run the countries put VAT on the people. Then they put tariffs, and then they put taxes, and they put all these things, and it just increases the cost to the people. So when you have to say President Trump is not for the people, he was for the people. He was trying to get people like Roosevelt scared to decrease our tariffs, to decrease our VAT, to decrease our income tax. Matt, do you hear how many taxes we have here? This man came up on stage on Monday and didn't remove one of them and told us we now need to use cheaper soap. Are you kidding me?
Let's take a break. Hello, on the telephone? Yeah, sorry for waiting.
Yes, Mark, thank you, and good afternoon to you, Mr. Jolly.
Yes, good afternoon to you, yes.
And of course, your listeners at home and abroad, yes. Well, the CBI was meant as what you call icing on the cake. So it's never meant for us to rely on CBI for our, running the affairs of the country. We have our agriculture, we have our water, we have...
Yeah, but remember when we said, if not CBI, then what?
Right. Then we have sand, we have stone. So as you said, government has to be innovative and creative. And you cannot just rely on the CBI to do everything. And the fact that in the press conference that the Prime Minister said that those who are attacking the CBI are going to cut the CBI are really hurting the country and the people who depend on the country. If we even spoke about the what you call them, the NAP people and so forth. I mean, the CBI should not be doing that. I mean, the CBI should be icing on the cake and so forth. You cannot sit there as a government and say your government getting salary every month, getting a huge allowance for your house. There's almost a police station in Mount Daniel being sponsored by the state. 2 nice black vehicles going up and down. I mean, what there was in traffic going into Roseau, it was yesterday morning. And you hear boom coming. If it was the ambulance, when you watch the Prime Minister and his bodyguards coming, and the siren is on, and you have to go on the side for them to pass. I mean, it's just like a show raid. And I agree with Mr. Jolly, who said if the Prime Minister don't have nothing to say, really new, why have a press conference? Because when you have a press conference with nothing to say and to offer, then you go into petty business like talking about who can buy a tin of carnation. And so, I mean, where in the world the Prime Minister is in the press conference, be looking for a hope, opportunity to apply themselves. They're talking about who can buy a tin of condensed milk, and you can go about and talk about who can pay their senior counsel and all types of things. The CBI is in court because there has not been proper accounting and transparency of the CBI. That's why it's in court. And you went to a meeting, we expect the Prime Minister to come back and say, well, that meeting we had, this is what we have done. We have had a meeting with the British government, and they have removed the visa restriction. You don't have to go to England now. You have a whole book to fool you, mother. A whole book to fool. You know, to apply to get for a visa to go to England these days. And these are the things you have to worry about. All this pettiness about who can buy milk is irrelevant. And I agree with Mr. Jolly that he should not have a press conference until he rewind and come again. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Yes.
Well, I agree with the caller. Don't have it. Not only that, Matt, who's buying Tina Carnation? I don't even know where you can get a Tina Carnation anymore, because there was a lot of nothing said at the conference, and I was sitting one next to my associate, and he said very simply, he said, "Man, it's very easy to tell when Skerritt is lying, Matt." You know what he said? He says, as long as he's talking now, he lying, because it's like so much of what he says is so manipulated, and for an intelligent person to listen to Mr. Skerritt makes you angry. When you're intelligent, the stuff he's saying is very manipulated, and because you have to connect all the dots. I mean, here it is that we are here in Dominica, right? And I'm going to get back on the soap horse, because he said what we have to do is use soap from Dominica instead of ordering soap from anywhere else. And I agree with that, Matt. But here's the thing.
He came out the other day on another press conference and said the reason we don't have factories in Dominica is what, Matt? Because our light bill too high. And then we spending tons of money up in the hills trying to get some thermal energy, when we could have invested all that money and we could have had solar energy working for us. But here we are spending millions of dollars on thermal energy. And up to today, we cannot light a light bulb so we can start a factory for ourselves. Most of our goods in Dominica, Matt, I'm going to tell you, comes from abroad. It comes from abroad. Last year, guess what? Our GDP, 92% of it was debt related. That was towards our debt. Therefore, we're almost at 100%. So everything we make, we pay off to our debt. Literally, where Dominica is going nowhere. We're like a zero sum. Where everything we make, Matt, goes towards paying something in Dominica. We don't put any money in the piggy bank. We're not coming down. We're not making headway. And this has been happening for the last 6 years. If you look it up, it's on the IMF's website.
Let me just interrupt you, Andy. Now, reality check. Now, yes, we criticize, and a lot of people will say that you criticize Skerrit, but the people
are responsible.
Not only responsible, they will vote Mr. Skerrit tomorrow if an election is called. Why?
You know, Matt, that is a good question. And that, I almost...
And we know better.
I almost relate that to battered woman syndrome. So I'm going to call it battered voter syndrome. That is exactly what... We've been beaten up so much that we don't even know what to do. We're hostage to our... We're hostage. We're being held hostage, literally, to our abuser. I'm going to tell you, we have battered voter syndrome. You can mark that one down. I'm pretty sure the scientists will figure it out in a little while. Because, Matt, here it is that we can see these things. But, man, I notice, remember, a lot of the reason why Mr. Skerrit gets voted in is because we have no rules for election in Dominica. And we just passed an electoral reform bill. Did we pass that?
That makes no sense.
Which makes no sense at all. And you can tell by the electoral reform bill, that was not a bill that was sent down from the $700,000 to the judge, the independent judge to write this thing. That bill was not written by an independent judge. I could have written that bill with AI for about $20, Matt, because everything on that bill does not make sense. I'm going to tell you that. We paid $700,000 to an independent person, I don't remember his name right now, to write us some good ideas on electoral reform. Things that the other Caribbean are using. We're talking about St. Lucia. We're talking about the other islands, St. Kitts. Antigua. Things that they're using, our neighbors. And what did we get? Garbage. We got garbage again. Obviously, if people want to see this, they will see that our government is not progressive. There's a permanent state to keep us locked in, to keep us depressed, to keep our economy low, to keep our jobs low, to keep our salaries low. Matt, take a minute, and I just want you to do this. Anybody who's listening at home, go home and Google what the minimum wage is in, well, you already will know what it is in Dominica. But look at what the other islands next to us are. And look at the standard of living that these people are having right next door to us, Matt. Right next door. Literally a stone throw away. We can see other islands from our own shores. And these people are enjoying a much better quality of life. Why is that?
I want to say, when will we get there?
But how are we going to get there? We have people that are not interested in getting us there. The bus is going the wrong way. We're doubling down on CBI. Marijuana came into use, 5 years ago? That marijuana 5-6 years ago? I don't know the exact date. And we decided it was not a good thing to do. Our PM came up on another press conference and told us he doesn't think growing marijuana is a sustainable thing for the country to get into. Are you kidding me? We have the best soil in the Caribbean. We have the best water in the Caribbean. We have more sunshine than anywhere else in the Caribbean, but marijuana not good for us to grow. And don't get me wrong, I don't care what it is, but let's plant something that we can sell. Let's work on getting markets. Let's work on getting factories.
Going back to agriculture?
We have to. That's something that we used to excel at. We used to excel better than the rest of the islands, Matt. Why are we now in last place compared to our peers? Let's just follow what they're doing and we can do it better. We're Dominicans. We're hardworking people. We're people of the soil. We can get to work and we can do it better, Matt. But why isn't our politicians or why isn't our representatives telling us this is what we need to do? Why are they not supporting us and letting us know this is what I want you to get into? Instead, they are on the gravy train of CBI money. Why? It's drying up. The U.S. Donald Trump just did his own CBI program.
And of course, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent has
he's totally against that. Ralph Gonzalez is totally against that. It's garbage. It was garbage when it started. I agree with Ralph Gonzalez. Matt, for 1 second, I want you to take St. Vincent because you brought it up. If you know, my ex-wife is from St. Vincent.
Yeah.
Matt, St. Vincent built an international airport without CBI money. St. Vincent has a booming economy, no CBI money. St. Vincent is taking care of their programs and does not have a big debt obligations like us with their own money. And we're thinking, if not CBI, then what? Our prime minister is out of ideas. He's totally down at the bottom of the think tank. And here's what I have to tell you. When you're at the bottom of the think tank, you need to go. You need to step out, because if you cannot find ways to make your people progress, which is why we hired you. We hired you to be our leader, to be our progressor, to the person who will make us advance. When you can no longer advance, you have to leave and step down or step aside and let somebody else do it. It's obvious. So, yes, Matt, going back to the fact that we have to blame the people, I'm going to tell you, we probably could have 10 more elections in Dominica with the electoral reform that we have, and it will probably come out that Labour Party won.
Somebody's saying here, and I just want to read it, then they will vote Skerritt because Skerritt controls the narrative. He controls the media, and we haven't leveraged alternative sources of information.
He's a showman. He flexes. He's a showman. He's the greatest showman in the world. I'm going to tell you, he's a showman. He's good. It's big hat, no cattle. There's nothing underneath it. It's all show and games. It's a big curtain.
And the people haven't realized that yet?
Matt, do you see the size of the house that he's building in Mont Daniel?
I saw it. I was there last week.
You know that house doesn't have blocks in it, right? It's poured concrete. You know how much it costs to make a poured concrete house? Twice as much as a block house. Twice as much as a block house. That's poured concrete. That is solid concrete walls built in place.
I saw the walls around that castle.
It's a palace. Who's going to live there? Not you and me. I'm going to tell you that.
You know, somebody made a point yesterday. An average person on the street pulled me up. He said, Matt, let's look at it. Now, Dominica is paying $64,000 a month.
How much are we going to pay for the new house?
Let me make the point. So he said, Matt, imagine if Mr. Skerritt or the government would pay every Dominican $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
We would be booming.
We'd be booming. But
so
Matt,
we're paying one man $64,000.
But Matt,
and the rest of us are what?
Matt, the other day I was looking at something French on TV, right? Mm-hmm. And in France, the president of France, how many people in France, Matt? About 60 million. I'm going to just tell you that because I know the numbers. Has a security detail with free cars. Our Prime Minister of Dominica, how many people in Dominica, Matt?
I would say 65.
68 to be correct.
Yes.
Because I know the numbers. I can give it to you. 68,000 people. How many detail cars he has? He has 4 cars. Anywhere he's going, he has about 3 or 4 cars following him.
Well, do you think he's insecure?
Matt, whether you're insecure or not, you cannot afford it. You cannot afford it. It's just a numbers game. You have 60,000 people. Let's bring your number to the parallel of the city. You have somebody who has 60 million people running in free cars, who is literally, I consider France one of the number one nations in the world, US,
First
France, Europe, the whole this first class, has free cars, a free car detail. The president of France, free car detail. The prime minister of Dominica has a 4-car detail. What are we doing here? We have we have things backwards. So we need to understand, and this is probably why I like a lot of the things President Trump preaches out there. Because Matt, it's not that Dominica does not or has not had money, A lot of the money has gone to waste. A lot of the money has been spent wastefully. So therefore, Matt, when you tighten up things around the world, we need to learn to tighten our belt too. So I'm happy that we now have to sit down and figure out how to tighten our belt. Because you know what? If we don't tighten our belt, he will certainly fail.
On the telephone. Hello, yes?
Mr. Pelder, blessings to you, Doc. Blessings to you and welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. It is very interesting, and you're pinpointing the problem, because I heard Matt asking you the same question. It's the same old one. If elections, Skerrit is going to win again. Skerrit is not winning. They are stealing elections because Doc know it, the imbalance. It's not a level playing field. They could just simply manipulate the elections and steal it again. So they're not, the people cannot be a double and triple victim, and Doc coined it right. It's a battered voter syndrome. That's what they said, Doc. A battered voter syndrome. That's what it is?
That's right.
Okay. And I'm just saying, I listened to Skerrit yesterday. It was not the press conference.
On Monday.
On Monday. Okay, yeah. Or today's Wednesday. On Monday. And he was saying, if the CBI fail, what are you going to inherit? Doc, that you have to ponder on that, You have to really pause and say, what does he mean? Because he's accusing people of trying to kill the CBI program. So he's saying, if it fails, what are you going to inherit? And he said everybody's benefiting because the supplies at the hospital, which it always haven't got, Doc. Doc, I have been at the hospital. I don't want to talk too much. But Doc, I know about the hospital. The roads, Doc, how much we are maintaining our roads and many other things. So the brother is telling you that are feeding from the crumbs that fall off. The people who sell the passport and benefiting directly from the passport, the crumbs that are falling off their table, you're supposed to be thankful and grateful. So you are benefiting and saying he building houses. They are building houses, which is he, and give to the people. Matt, Skerrit giving the people of Dominica houses, Matt?
No. It's the government, not Skerrit himself, no.
But the government is not even giving any houses. Although, and even if you want to say it's the government is Skerrit is the government. You put people in apartment which they cannot purchase to have it, the family, the children inherit, bequeath it to the children, leave it, hand it over to the children and nothing like that. You're hostage, using the own CBI money to keep the people hostage. So when he comes there talking all his foolishness and saying nothing, talking a lot, saying nothing, so Doc, I got people like you because a lot of business people in Dominica, influential people in Dominica, what he have done is shove them mouth with passport money, give them the license to sell passports. So the country is going to hell, and it's obvious for everybody to see, and they cannot talk. So thanks for your sacrifices. Thanks for your intervention, because my brethren, the brother do not want people to be independent. You're talking about marijuana. You just say it. Oh, buy local and thing, but factories, too expensive, electricity. He's a contradicting, convenient mule. Thank you.
Well, blessings. I think you said a lot there, but I will tell you, the press conference that was there on Monday was very depressing. And not only that, it was very condescending. And his smile and his his so-called answering of the questions was very condescending. I have never seen it this bad before. You know, and I don't mind if you want to lie to us behind our backs. But this lying right in front of people's faces and you're smiling and you're laughing like it's a joke, that's condescending. You know, there's no I mean, I watch leaders all around the world give talks, give princes. I mean, even down in Barbados, you watch Mayor Montley giving discussions. You watch from St. Vincent, Ralph Gonzalez. Even in Antigua, I watched Antigua Prime Minister, and they have respect for the people. They have respect for the people's time, and they have respect for the people's intelligence. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think Scarrett has any respect for any one of us. I mean, I don't even know why reporters show up at these conferences and ask questions anymore, because you know what is going to come of it. You know how the answers are going to come up. There's no clear answers. He answers the questions that he prefers to answer in the way that he prefers to answer them. There's no clarity. There's nothing at all that comes from those discussions. I am never watching another press conference from Mr. Scarrett again. I'm done. I do not want to see this on any TV or on any channel again. I will boycott it. I am telling you that right now.
Another phone call. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Yes, I'm there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
That wasn't a press conference. That was a press comment. Let me say good afternoon to my favorite talker, Mr. Jolly. I just came in there. I heard your voice.
Good afternoon there. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes, that was a comments for true. I don't think comments is a real word, though.
Thank you.
I don't think comments is a real word, but I'm going to tell you that was a lot of nonsense and a lot of insults to the people, you know. And not only that, Matt, here it is that in our community, most of the small businesses that actually manufacture things in Dominica need to import items so that their products can be outstanding. Because maybe we have the raw ingredients here, but we don't have the paper, the plastic. We might not have whatever it takes. Matt, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? Why are we not putting more concessions forward? Matt, I'm going to tell you, the minute Mr. Scarrett shows up and can have any credibility, he better remove one or the other. He better remove the stupid income tax that he have on people back. He better remove that stupid VAT that we have. He better remove that stupid duty that we have at customs. And he better start working on something that's going to give us better shipping rates in Dominica. And the last thing that he can do, and I'm going to speak for a lot of people, is give the people a salary increase. Because for about 10 years now, he's talking about salary increase. And every time he hold a press conference, come in and talk some stupidness about NEP, that he paying $7 a day to weed grass by the side of the road, and think NEP workers is all that. Nobody wants to work for NEP. Nobody wants to work for NEP. Nobody wants to go and cut grass by your side of the road for the little $7 a day you're giving them down there and telling them if they can save $200 and make their money last. $700 a day, Mr. Scarrett, is what I spend to buy coffee in the morning. You better get up and get those people a raise in Dominica. Get them a salary increase. The cost of living, Matt, has been going up consecutively for the last 5 years. Since COVID, there was relief promised in COVID. There was relief promised after COVID. Many of the big organizations gave the government money to give to the people to compensate them for COVID. That money never got to anybody's pocket. So if Mr. Scarrett wants to give a press conference, come and tell us something of value. Stop tickling and playing. Well, I can't say where he playing with. But anyway, stop messing around with us and giving us comments like the last caller said.
All right, let's take a phone call. 449, hard eating Andy Jolly, businessman speaking his mind. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Arundel Thomas from Lac-Cousette-Lang. I want to compliment my cousin here for his candor, honesty, boldness, intrepid boldness. My brother, I've observed Mr. Scarrett, and it's a shame that we should have a person like that as a prime minister. I've been to funerals. Recently, I went to my aunt's funeral, and this guy steps in with his shoulders wide open, strutting in, expensively dressed at a funeral, bodyguards around him, so big guys
pushing me, blocking the way so nobody can move ahead of Kerry. I mean, this man doesn't care about people. Look at the press conference, for instance. How was he dressed? Does that reflect the difficulties, the painful, outrageous difficulties that he has inflicted the people of Dominica with? Public officers, as Andy said, have received a salary for the longest while. What about pensioners? People have retired from the service, the Social Security does its best, but the government pensioners have not received any consideration for an increase to reflect the growing cost of living in Dominica. You know, and Dominica has suffered under Roosevelt's carrot. He has done nothing. He talks a lot. He lies a lot. And he has other persons, not only Roosevelt, you know. The entire cabinet, he speaks on agriculture. A question is asked on agriculture, on lighting a Windsor Park Stadium. He's the one giving the answer about indoor stadium, outdoor stadium, field tracks, whatever nonsense. Any question on industry, any question on health. What about the Minister for Health? What are they getting paid for? What are they getting paid for? What are they getting paid for? And Roosevelt is dominating the show. He's a real showman, you know, putting on a nice fancy show, expensively dressed and all that. That's all he's about. And I totally endorse the statement. He's run out of not just ideas, he's run out of moves. And it's time for him to take a break. He himself said that nobody told him to leave, to say that he'll be leaving office on the last day of April, that 2025. He said he got a mandate, a constitutional mandate to serve the people of Dominica till the last day of April 2025. And my God, if a man can say those things to the whole world publicly and then turn around and say, well, I said it, but I didn't mean it, that speaks volumes of the character of anybody, especially a man in leadership for over 20 years. God bless my brother. Speak, my brother.
God bless you. God bless you. No, he said today would have been his last day.
Matt, that's why I tuned into the press conference on Monday. That's why I tuned in.
You were expecting something?
Matt, I was expecting the last day. I told you, I was expecting something big on the press conference.
Today would have been the last day.
But today should be the last day. So look, again, listen to this. If today, Matt, is not Mr. Skerritt's last day, again, it only goes to show everybody can tell when Mr. Skerritt is lying, when his mouth is moving. This is it. Because he said today was his last day. What is he? Is he changed his mind? He hasn't come back and told us he changed his mind yet, right? I don't think he ever said that.
I asked him the question 3 times.
You asked him, so you had to ask one prime minister the same question 3 times.
3 times.
And you got one answer.
He said that the executive will decide now. The executive of the party will decide.
But he said today was his last day. He should have asked the executive first. So you mean he didn't ask the executive before he came in to answer the question? He should have asked. He should have said, let me tell you, the executives told me that April 30th, 2025 was my last day. You understand?
It was he who made the decision.
He made the decision.
He was.
But what kind of person you have in leadership that makes a decision and then cannot or reneges or cannot stand behind their own decision? What does that tell you about that person? What does that tell you? Matt, the other day, I'm driving along in the car with my good friend. You know, yeah. I have a few friends. I mean, not very many, but the ones I have are good. And, this guy has quite a bit of finances, a fair bit of coin to his name.
Okay.
And, I was in the car with him running around and I said, man, it looks like things are very slow in Dominica right now. He says, Andy, they're not slow. They're moving backwards. This is what somebody tells me who is like visiting Dominica that hasn't visited in a while. He says it's moving backwards. It's like it's almost regressing. So no, we are no longer moving slow, Matt. We're going backwards. So we need to put things in perspective here. I'm very upset when people talk about my country poorly.
Let's listen to that conversation, Andy. Let's listen. Let's go.
Me a mandate.
Let's go.
You have given me a mandate to remain in office until April 2025. I do not intend to go beyond that date.
20 years a man in Nigeria.
Yeah.
People have to decide, do you want a man, Roosevelt Skerritt, to lead the country who have been mounting a dictatorship? Then they will not arrest you because you are fighting for them to talk the truth.
You have given me a mandate that constitutionally allows me to remain in office as your Prime Minister until April 2025.
So what the hell is he still doing here?
Right now, you have poor people in this country. They can't even get proper job. You have people, fishermen, struggling, farmers struggling. So we are resolved that he has to resign.
You have given me a mandate to remain in office as your Prime Minister until April 2025.
So what the hell is he still doing here?
I do not intend to go beyond April 2025.
Scare it must go. So Dominicans have to decide whether they want a dictator to run the country or they want a team of people who stand in for democracy to run the country.
I do not intend to go beyond April 2025.
Yeah, the people there. Scare it must. Scare it must.
I do not intend to go beyond April 2025.
So what the hell is he still doing here?
All right, so a reminder there. That was Mr. Skerritt, and of course, the voice you're hearing there, Skerritt must go, is that of the Speaker,
Oh,
the
right.
now Speaker of the House.
House,
A
really?
couple years ago.
That's Isaac Baptist.
That's it.
Not Isaac Baptist. That was what's his name? Yes, I know.
Isaac himself. yeah.
Isaac himself. Yes. Wow. You know, Matt. It's so crazy how these people say things and then they forget they say things
They say politics make strange bedfellows. Huh?
But Matt, it's not about politics anymore. I wouldn't mind if there was a benefit to it, but there's no longer a benefit to it. This relationship, as far as I'm concerned, should be over. If this was a girlfriend, I would have gotten rid of her a way long time ago, because first she lied to me, then she thieving my money, and then she ain't doing nothing good for me. I would have gotten rid of this girlfriend a long time ago, Matt. That's a bad relationship.
All right, Dominica, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be coming back in a minute. It's already 2:23 in the afternoon. You know, when Andy's here, time goes by quickly. We're going to come back.
But do you really have money to burn? What about your commitments? Have you paid your bills? What about your telephone bill, your light bill, your water bill? What are you going to use to pay your loan? A truck of stones? MCCU wants you to continue to make wise financial decisions that will not leave you stressed. Think of your commitments. Commit to your commitments. Commit to saving. And then you can have some money to burn.
All right, Dominica, we're back with Mr. Andy Jolly. Let's take a phone call and we'll continue the conversation. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Hey, man.
Yes, I'm here.
Let me tell you, if my Asian national have sexual intercourse with a minor, and he went to court, and he on jail, how many feet away from the victim are we supposed to be?
Well, we're not on that. When we get to that, when we have a lawyer in the house, we can ask that question. Hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh.
That boy, first time I called Q95 and I was that lucky.
You got
what
through?
caused me to be lucky is because my partner Andy Jolly is in the house. I shouldn't call him my partner, my boss man.
Oh, your boss man. Okay.
Yes, my boss man. Partner, my partner. When you hook, it's straight boundary and continue with that. Straight boundary. No one, no two, no three. It's 4 or 6. And I love that about you, Andy.
So the question is, Andy, why are the other ministers of government? I spoke to one yesterday, not speaking out. Are you saying everybody within the realm there, the cabinet, agrees with Mr. Skerritt? Why are these people not speaking out?
Well, man, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what's going on in there, but I'm going to tell you, Matt, this is bad for all the citizens of Dominica. I mean, first of all, we've had a couple years where we were the laughing stock of the Caribbean. We are definitely last in many things. In fact, there are smaller nations, smaller populations. I can give you examples, St. Kitts, that are doing better than us right now. And the question is, why you have good people in this country, why you have hardworking people, why have you gathered so many resources? You've sold so many passports, you've generated so much income, you've put your people at risk, but yet your people are failing. And you have to understand that is a question that everybody needs to answer. And yes, you said that there are many people are wrong, Matt, but I'm going to tell you something. one of the things that I learned in one of the leadership classes, I did a millionaire leadership class long time ago. This was way before I was a millionaire. And one of the things that they taught me, Matt, is look at the people that you are wrong. Look at the 5 people that you are wrong. And chances are you're going to become like them. And Mr. Scarrett is one that's very prominent. And I think he pulls people towards him and they become like him. They become his followers because he has that aura about him that if you are like me, you can be successful. You can be great. You can command all. And that idea, Matt, might be good for few, but it's bad for many. We have a population right now, Matt, that's suffering. The only people, Matt, I'm going to tell you this, and you can walk around Rosa and take a lightning pole if you'd like. The only people that are doing very well in this country are people who are retirees. And they've come here, they have their money, they've built their house, they have very few bills, and they can just live here and enjoy. Dominica cannot sustain young people. You know, right now, Matt, I don't understand it. We have some of the lowest rated educational systems in the Caribbean. Our kids go to school less and learn less than any of the other islands. And somebody will say, well, Andy, well, how do you come up with that? We're building 2 large schools within a 2-mile radius of each other. We're building the Dominica Grammar School and we're building another school in Goodwill. Plus, we have several schools.
The Goodwill Secondary School.
Goodwill Secondary School. Matt, where are we getting the children to send to these schools? Who's having children in this economy? Who is populating the country so much that we're going to fill up those classrooms? Can you imagine for 5 minutes that these big schools that we're spending tremendous amount of dollars on are going to be filled up? Who is going to fill those classes up? Do you have any idea? We have a declining population for the last 10, 15 years. Who are we building these huge buildings for?
I heard the Prime Minister saying now it's time to make babies.
Now it's time to make babies. If he's going to support them and pay child support, and you know child support is not cheap these days. You understand? Matt, we have rising inflation. This same, Matt, I just went to buy a Red Bull the other day. The Red Bull was usually $9 and change. You know what Red Bull is at right now? Red Bull is at $17 for a can of Red Bull. So we need to make sure that if we have ideas, that these ideas are kept. Right now, our Labour Party government is out of ideas. I think they've lost their way and they cannot find it. They do not understand that their strategies are outdated. Our school system, what we're teaching to the kids, a lot of it is outdated. Our businesses are suffering tremendously. We have income tax, we have VAT, we have all these other things. Our customs and our port is being poorly run. Matt, you know what? Yesterday, 2 forklifts down at the customs. Nobody can move a container. Do you know how many forklifts we have at the customs?
I don't know.
We have 2. Both of them not working. Nobody can move anything at the customs.
We're going to take a break. We'll come right back. Somebody suggested this one then.
Well, boy, I fed up, I tired, I'm mad and I'm angry too. At you, my people, my very people, acting like you don't have a clue. At every juncture and situation, you always seem to make the wrong choice. And when you reap it, the seeds that you sow, you move on in and making noise. And like a cycle, over and over, that's not all you refuse to love. Well, this back to front mentality is really calls for concern. Over there, boy, we moving over there. Is it that we give up out there? Or do we figure the end is near? So we don't care, over there. The whole country over there, like we stuck in a river steer. So we moving over there. 20 years a man in a chair. Boy, we moving over there. Still the country facing despair. Boy, we moving over there. We need change and the signs are clear. But we moving over there. So what the head is still doing here? Boy, we moving over there. Cause every time we corner his prayer, and he knows that his end is near. Another chapter keeping in there, taking us back to the one day, yeah. A senior counsel, another process, a security minister, a chief of police, an chief electoral commissioner, and all them square pegs in them round holes all over every ministry. The traitor speaker and puppet parrots in our house making macaque. Me hungry neighbor still shouting, labor. Well, one thing in common nation, they fulfilling one man legacy. What the country do over there? We moving over there. Is it that we give up out there? Or do we figure the end is near? So we don't care over there. The whole country over there. Like we stuck in a reverse here. So we moving over there. We money build the mansion, I swear. Yes, we moving.
Somebody requested this song here this after the country do Valde. Yeah, back to front if you don't understand patois. Hello, on the telephone, are you there? Yes. Uh-oh, sorry, we missed that one. Are you there, caller? Uh-oh, we keep missing the calls. Are you there?
Yes, Madam Dear. Good afternoon, Mr. Jolly.
Good afternoon, there.
Mr. Jolly, after how many years? 13 years or so, Labour Party never had a delegate conference. And when Kerry realized April was coming upon him in 2025, he ran up to his village and called a delegate conference and asked the people to re-elect him as leader. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Have a blessed day. Hello, telephone, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yes.
Good. Boots on the ground.
Hey, boots on the ground.
Mr. Jolly, I'm here to say to you, thanks for the service that you're giving to Dominica, in the sense that you don't only stay over there and speak. You're coming back to Dominica, you feel in what Dominica have, and you voice in your opinion while you move around in Dominica. Mr. Jolly, I admire you for that.
Thank you.
Mr. Jolly, my main question today is when will we get out of where we are?
Well,
because there's a number, just listen a while. There's a number of people out there that feel they have the answer and they're ready to see things change. But every time you make a move one step forward in terms of making the change, the target that you're going at, they divert you from the target and they take the aimer, the ones that is there in line to go for the target. I say that because there's a party that was a long time heavy party, big party in Dominica, that's UWP. And the record of UWP in 4.5 years, if you work it out to 25 years now, you see not even an inch of the effort that was made by UWP is made now in 25 years. But our people out here feel that UWP is not fit and they're not ready because the people that say they are ready, these are the ones that we should be checking on. The people that say they're ready are the ones in power. You talk about the schools and the size of the schools. The plan for the schools is for when the Chinese repopulate Dominica, these schools are built for them. Because the plan is to repopulate our country and to take our people out. Now, while our people is trying, and I must say,
No one is an expert. No one is a perfect man. And you expect errors. You expect things to happen, and you expect sometimes you have to make corrections. But as soon as somebody pop up and they have the potential, the people come out and say, oh, because of the mistake they make, they cannot run things. We have to take them out and put them in the back. When we discourage young people from supporting young people, sometimes you feel these young people that are on the front doesn't have the potential. That's what you think. But if you look back on them sometimes and you get their history, you find out these guys, they're capable. They're really just waiting to find themselves in a position for them to deliver. It's just like you, Mr. Jolly. Because when I listen to you, I am hearing a man that was a young man that maybe a lot of people would never even believe that you could have been that progressive man you are today. But you had the potential. And nobody must say that you didn't make mistakes. But they never chant you down and put you down under the foot. You maybe get corrections when you move forward. I am saying that to say we had a situation with that same electoral reform. And some of the people that stay overseas directing people in Dominica what to do. They don't come to Dominica, they never stand up in Dominica like you. They never put themselves in the action like you. But they are the first to condemn the people that was in Dominica that did what they feel that they had to do at the time. We must change that kind of narrative, that kind of mindset, if we want to move Dominica. Because I see you a very good example. And if you listen to the name of the man I want to call is this Paris guy, Delbert Paris. If you and Delbert Paris would sit together in a discussion about developing Dominica, you believe Delbert Paris would play a trick on you? Or try to play a trick on you? Mr. Jolly?
Yes. Well, caller, you had a couple good, but I think you had about 6 questions in one question. So I'm gonna take them one at a time, and I'm gonna answer all your questions for you in line, real quick. First thing, I think what we need to do in terms of this government right now, as it is, and how we can get ahead. If the government is smart, and the government sees that the U.S. is posturing themselves in a certain way, this government should have seen this coming. President Trump was always a president that was on tariffs, Matt. So here's what we have. We now have China producing a lot of goods that the U.S. obviously is not friends of China. Dominica is friends of China. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Tell the Chinese government, hey, guess what? Bring your factories here. Bring your people to work here. Teach our people to work, and let us get factories moving that we can say that products are being built or they're being produced in Dominica, and then we can now sell them out to the wider world at a much cheaper cost.
One quick question.
Yes.
Andy. Just pretend you're Prime Minister Skerritt.
Yes.
For a minute here.
Yes. That's very hard to do, Matt. Well, usually the things that
hypothetical.
The things that I say, I usually do. But let's go ahead. I'll pretend.
Just pretend it for a moment. So you're being asked by Trump. You're a Trumper, but now you're Mr. Skerritt. Either you choose China or America. What would be your answer?
You definitely, we've chose China for a very long time, and I think we were wrong on that. We had the Taiwanese before, and I think we were right on. I think we need to go, Matt. We haven't had power.
We should go back.
We need to move away from China. China is not the developing country that we see. China is a user of people. China uses people for their own production, for their own wealth, for their own minerals. The Chinese government see ways to exploit people, and they've exploited.
You think America is better for Dominica?
Matt, I can tell you America is better. A lot of the other Caribbean countries who've chosen an American posture have done better than us. Antigua has chosen a better posture. Grenada has chosen a better posture. St. Vincent has chosen a different posture, and they're doing better than us. We've chosen the Chinese. We're one of the few Caribbean countries that have chosen to let Chinese. Everything we build here is Chinese. They do not have a very good reputation on building anything. So I'm going to tell you, we need to change our posture. we are riding the donkey in the wrong direction. Let us turn the donkey around. And I use donkey because that's what we know here. The next thing I'm going to answer the last caller on
Mr.
and
Delbert
tell,
Paris.
we talked about Delbert, and obviously, Delbert resignation came as a surprise. But I'm going to tell you, it's very hard to go up against the 19 or 20 people that they have in parliament there. I mean, I think what they had for Delbert was unreasonable expectations. And if you put unreasonable expectations in front of somebody when they don't reach it, then obviously there's going to be chaos. Politics is a very nasty business. When people are for you, they're for you, and when they're against you, be careful. You will lose your fruit as quick as as soon as you got up there, as soon as you'll get down here. But here's what I have to tell you, Matt. A lot of the decisions that are made, they're not clarified, and they might not be the best decisions. But any good politician that's working with other politicians have to find a way to compromise and meet in the middle. And I think a lot of people don't like compromise right now. They want what they want, or else fail, or else nothing. So I'm going to tell you, Delbert's a real stand-up guy. I know Delbert personally. I've known Delbert for years. Great guy. Understands, loves his people. But you put Delbert against 20 delegates in over there.
Parliamentary,
in Parliament, you're just happy you came out with something. So I'm gonna tell you, maybe there's some fallout on this, but the time to be divided is not now. The time to stand up and say, hey, we have a small win. We know we didn't win the big war, but here's the thing. We're going to go again, and we'll try harder next time. It's not the time to be making enemies, guys. This is not what the world needs right now. This is not what we need as a country. And Mr. Scarrett is a very manipulative man. I'm going to tell you, if I didn't like what Delbert did, I would shut the hell up. Nobody would know. I would say, Delbert, you did your best. Give you a pat on the back. You did good. Thank you. We'll try again. Next time we're going in, we will form some
profound, I said, some prominent politician here saying, Andy, you're making some profound points.
Yeah.
And Andy for PM. You heard that before?
But Matt, I don't know why
are you ready for this?
Matt, PM for what? We riding the donkey in the wrong direction. I'm going in a totally different direction. We need to turn the donkey around and get it going right, Matt. We have a lot of problems. Matt, the next politician that takes over this country is going to have, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to provide a year's supply of antidepressants for them, because there's a lot to do in Dominica. We have done very little for the last 10 to 20 years, and there's a lot that needs to be fixed. There's a lot of rules that needs to be fixed. Matt, I'm going to tell you, something simple as campaign reform should have been done. Something simple as campaign finance should have been done. Things that are simple, things that are no-brainers. How does a smart guy like Mr. Scarrett forget the no-brainers? They call no-brainers for a reason. You know why, Matt? You don't need a brain to put them in. Campaign financing, campaign reform, making sure that the field is level. And if Mr. Scarrett wants to win and win big, I have no problem. If he makes the field level, open the field up, sir. You want to win. You want to win against a guy like me? Let's go on a level field.
If you're that confident,
we cannot be playing football and you up the hill and I down the hill. What is nonsense is this, Matt? This is garbage. Any educated person can see the things that Mr. Scarrett is doing, and we all know it's manipulative. Now, Matt, will the people out there know? No. Because guess what? Mr. Scarrett makes points, little point. Hey, I'm going to do this. Matt, Mr. Scarrett wants to do something big, like I said. Increase the minimum wage. Reduce income taxes. Reduce VAT. Reduce taxes or tariffs at the custom. When Mr. Scarrett has something to tell us next time, please come out. Until then, we will accept his resignation as April 29th or 30th, 2025.
Today's the day.
Today is the day I have officially accepted his resignation, and after today, we no need to call him PM. It's no need. He said he was resigning. He said he would not stay. So he's no longer the PM as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy. Done.
Oh boy, 449. I heard the Prime Minister of Trinidad saying something. I wanted to repeat here this afternoon. She's saying, her win is for the poor people of Dominica. Will we hear that? Because we can't afford.
Matt,
The people
you know what?
cannot afford.
People feel sorry out there for us, Matt. People feel sorry that we cannot breathe the oxygen they breathe in, Matt. We have such a beautiful country. Matt, this country, I'm going to tell you, Matt, as soon as the day, maybe tomorrow might be our day, that somebody else takes over Dominica and decides we need to move Dominica in a positive direction, Matt, Dominica is going to shine like a diamond. And I know diamonds don't really shine, but it will reflect the light. It will make sure we are going to do so good, Matt, in this country.
Is there hope as now?
Matt, there's a lot of hope, but we need to change a few things. We gotta get things straight. We are falling further and further and further behind as the world turns.
Let's take a phone call. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matt, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Jolly.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, we had this person who came here to pick up they were interested in buying citizenship into Dominica, but they'd been to St. Kitts first. And when I took them around, they were saying, but wait a minute, why is this place has so many beautiful spots and it's so behind St. Kitts? And at the end of his discussion, he came to the conclusion that he was going to buy into St. Kitts because he saw the business attitude was a lot better in St. Kitts than in Dominica, but he couldn't understand why Dominica was not ahead of St. Kitts. So what can we conclude is that problem, Mr. Jolly? Back to you.
Well, I'm going to tell you, he is definitely right because St. Kitts has a lot of activity going on, and not just St. Kitts alone, but Nevis as well has a lot of activity going on. The islands up there are very, very special. It's right next to St. Martin. You have Sabo up there. You have quite a few islands in that mix there, and those islands share resources. I'm going to tell you. I was in St. Kitts last year. I'm going back St. Kitts this year. They're having a big music festival over there. Vibes Cartel is going to come down there, and that's going to be in June. I have my tickets already. St. Kitts was totally full for a festival that they advertised last year. I tried to book my tickets in December for a show in June, and I couldn't get tickets. I couldn't get flights to St. Kitts. So I'm going to tell everybody, this is the atmosphere that we need. They didn't start like we have jazz. Everybody knows that we have jazz this weekend in Portsmouth.
Yes.
Portsmouth, bright and creamy. Everybody come in your white, come in your sunshine, come in your sunset outfits.
Your Sunday outfit.
Yes, because we're bright and creamy in Portsmouth. For everybody who knows about Portsmouth, Portsmouth is one of the most happening places in Dominica. In fact, if we have a chance to get rid of Roseau and just keep Portsmouth, I'm all up for that too. But I'm going to tell you, Matt, we have Jazz Festival in Portsmouth this weekend. They recently, last month, started promoting Jazz Festival. Last month. And most people don't even know we have a Jazz Festival in Portsmouth this weekend because you don't hear anything about it. Here it is that St. Kitts has a show and it's sold out 6 or 7 months before the show. 6 or 7 months. People book their tickets, they book their room. Matt, I tried to get a reservation at the Marriott Hotel. Totally full in December. I had to end up getting an Airbnb. I would like to stay at the Marriott Hotel because that's where all the big boys are. Matt, Marriott Resort sold out in December. They have 560 something rooms in that hotel.
Wow.
Sold out. And that's just one of the hotels.
Let's get on more phone calls here this afternoon. We're talking to Mr. Andy Jolly, businessman, outspoken. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good afternoon, Andy Jolly. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Well, I'm in the town of Portsmouth now, and it's bright and creamy. You know why I say that? In traveling, I see the holes are concreted. They concreting asphalt and concrete. I mean, a concrete road. No, I mean, they're blocking the holes with concrete. Chemistry, I know, or physics or whatever. Concrete and asphalt doesn't mix because of the expansion. So Portsmouth is bright and creamy. At least the roads, you won't go in a pothole. You know, you won't when you'll be traveling on holy ground, you won't be, going in potholes. Anyway, before police pick me up, I like to say that I live in the radio. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes? Oh, boy.
Just quickly, Matt, you noticed this morning how Blackmore could not answer questions, Matt? You know how many questions Blackmore refused to answer, Matt? Because he needs the green light from his God, Matt. National security, he claimed to be the Minister of National Security. Dr. Jolly, maybe he was not listening. And all of a sudden, he come there talking about Matt and Loftus Durant and who is the right government for Dominica. Men are dying. Young men are dying, disappearing, going to Guadeloupe illegally, steal their motorcycles, come to Dominica. Blackmore opening remarks, Baudier, is to talk about who is the better government for Dominica and inviting Matt and Loftus Durant to be. He cannot answer. If he answer those questions, Matt asked him a question years ago, and Skerrit stand up and say, I will determine who answer the question. So Blackmore is nothing than a little poodle to Skerrit, and he come then cannot even answer questions on national security.
All right, bless. Again, I thought you were going to take the opportunity this morning to ask him some hard questions, but you lost the opportunity. I'll give it to you again. Sometime in the future, I'll have you one-on-one with Mr. Blackmore. But Andy, you want to say something? Yes?
Matt, I'll tell you, anytime the minister comes in on your show, any other show, and can't answer the questions because it's above their pay grade. You understand? So obviously the questions that were being asked were above Mr. Blackmore's pay grade. So keep that in mind, because that's what's going around. Mr. Blackmore, here's the thing. I think I think he might be trying to reach out to people, but I think he's just doing it in the wrong way. If you want to reach out to people, Mr. Blackmore, just be honest with the people and speak what's on your mind. You don't have, people can tell when you're lying, and they can tell when you're not telling the truth, and they can tell when you're trying to manipulate them. And if Mr. Blackmore's listening, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Blackmore, look into your heart and see where your soul is. And make sure when you come on Matt's show, which is, I consider one of the best talk shows on island, make sure you answer the people's question correctly. People will listen, they will follow you, but they will not follow you if you're disguising lies as truths, or if you're trying to avoid their questions. So answer the questions. And if you don't know, Mr. Blackmore, I'm going to tell you something simple. I don't know what the answer is right now, but let me find out and get back to you. That's a simple line you can use, I mean, I myself, I come on Matt Show, man, and I don't know everything, and I'm going to tell you some things I know and some, but but if you can, I'm pretty sure you have some experience, and give your personal opinion.
All right, let's take another phone call, 449-3095-9697. Hello, yes.
Mr. Jolly, good afternoon.
Cool.
Do you know someone fell down, collapsed in the street in Roseau last week? Call ambulance. One ambulance that's in Roseau, it went out. The person stay there, we stay waiting for ambulance until the person revives on their own. You ever see that one ambulance in the city of Roseau? And please, when they hear your voice, they might do it. Tell them clean Roseau for us, please. The gutter is too dirty with grass smelling. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Matt, one of the things that I was very disgusted of, Matt, I'm telling you, I flew back in not too long ago, and I fly in and out. Matt, Roseau has become one of the absolute dirtiest cities in the Caribbean now. I've been to many other islands. I've never seen a city where we have garbage piled up on the side of the road. We have dogs, we have flies, and here it is, we have health hazard, because those same flies that go on the garbage and the same flies that the dog poops right next to the garbage after it's eat whatever out of there, they come and rest on your food. And here it is, Matt, that we are Matt, who is our Roseau Central? Who's our PAL rep for Roseau Central? Who's our PAL rep for Roseau Central?
You know? You don't know
that? I'm just
Melissa Skerrit.
Melissa Skerrit? Oh, it's another Skerrit. Okay, good. Because those two Skerrits do not give a crap about Dominica. And I'm going to tell you, Matt, these two people are on the horse out of town because they don't care anymore. If Melissa Skerrit so-called love Roseau, this Roseau that we have here, and walk around town and see all this garbage piled up with flies all over it, there's no way that you can tell me you are proud to be the PAL rep for Roseau Central. Give up the crown, give it to somebody else. At least that person will hire a truck and run around the city and pick up the garbage. We need to do better than that. Matt, who's in charge of solid waste?
So I'm trying to remember.
Is there a minister for solid waste?
Or the minister responsible of, I think, ports or something. But I
Are
don't
you
think
sure?
a minister per se.
So we don't have anybody that
maybe,
we know.
Maybe the environment.
You think so? Because my
But
God,
a lot of confusion there. You know that, Andy.
Are you serious? That person is doing such a horrible job and has not gotten like a pink slip as yet, and tell them get the hell out.
449-3095 96 and 97. Dominica, we're gonna be wrapping it up in a minute. So if you know to call, now is the right time to call. 449-3095 449-3096. We're here with businessman Andy Jolly. We're gonna wrap it up in a minute. Stick around. Hello, yes, on the telephone. Are you there?
Matt,
Yes,
while
sir.
Mr. Cozier Frederick is the Minister of Environment and whatever else, and solid waste comes under his ministry, Roosevelt Skerritt is the one that controls the money. Even if he's no longer the Minister of Finance, he's in control of everything. And you cannot, Mr. Cozier Frederick cannot shine without a budget. You see, so I wouldn't want to blame him totally, because the garbage truck story, for some reason, Roosevelt Skerritt is building mansions and he cannot supply us with garbage trucks. And people should understand that their health, all those labor rights who cry about, oh, Skerritt, your garbage is not being taken out. Your garbage, while the Prime Minister is raising his salary of himself and his cabinet, and he's building himself mansions, not one. Although he told us he didn't need a mansion. He said he didn't need a mansion, but he is building mansions. He wants a mansion. He wants 2 mansions. And who knows whatever else assets that he has hidden in shell companies. He refused. He got angry when that young journalist asked him about the House of Dark Secrets. Why did he get so angry? All he had to do was say, yes, it's private interest or it's government interest or it's a combination of the two. That's all he had to say. But he told Matt to go and do his research. You probably already know who owns it. He got angry. And that is telling. This man is exploiting the people of Dominica. And their health is at risk.
All right, let's go. I'm going to tell you, caller, I'm going to correct you on one thing that I think you may have said wrong.
You asked me the manager. Somebody just reminded me. Florian Mitchell. Yeah,
Matt.
He lives in the Gallio area. Yes,
He lives in Gallio. Matt, Matt, you know what was sad? I was driving up Mont Daniel, and on the way up to Mr. Skerritt's house has garbage, but there's workers working on his house, on the house for him. And I'm thinking, hey, don't you see that garbage on the way up? Don't you see that garbage is sitting there? So we need to work on that. But caller, I'm going to correct you on one thing, and this you might be able to look up on Google. You said that Mr. Skerritt is building a mansion. A mansion is under 10 bedrooms. I think this one might have 12, which makes it considered as a palace. So just in case you want to know the exact description of what is being built at Mont Daniel, it's a palace.
You've seen it over and over, so you know.
I drive by them, Matt. It's I don't know who this thing is huge. You know what? Maybe Matt, it's not just for himself alone. Maybe he's putting like doing one of those developments like the Riverside Apartments. So maybe it's gonna have different people living there or something. Maybe. What do you think?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because you could give away a couple rooms in that thing and you'd still have a lot of space.
Our final question here. Mr. Andy Jolly will be back. He'll be around for a little while. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Mr. Jolly, thanks for the correction, but I'm just mostly concerned about the rise of leptospirosis. And the guy seems to be doing nothing about getting us garbage trucks. Enough said.
All right, again, our final call. Somebody just, people just want to keep asking questions, and we don't have the time. Hello, talk to me, yes? Caller, are you there?
Good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing? Lofty.
I'm there, brother. Mr. Anderson Jolly, good evening to you, my brother. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Matt, I am listening, and you're listening. Matt, I'm listening to the conversation here, and I want to piggyback on a point or two that Mr. Jolly made earlier. Palatial building at Mount Daniel that Roosevelt is presently occupying, he and his family, and whoever else. But it was just about 2 years ago that this gentleman came to us as the PM of this country and told us when that contract would have been done and dusted, where Reginald and his cabinet signed for him to live in a mansion, in a palace rather, where it is costing us, the people of Dominica, just call it $70,000 a month. He would have been out of that type of accommodation and released the Dominican people of the burden. Up till now, 2 years and counting, he is still there without a reasonable or rational explanation as to just why. Can you remember those days, Matt?
I remember those days, of course.
Indeed. He went even to bring in the sympathy aspect to it, pulling in his children in it, whereby talking about, his children, they're being asked questions and blah, 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 and he will seek another type of accommodation for him and his family. Up till now. So, but the analogy that the brother, whoever told you about spending at least $64,000 on Dominicans now, I am even stretching it further. Do you know what $500 to each Dominican now, if his money Roosevelt has to throw? Do you know what $500 would do for everybody in Dominica as we speak? But do you know the amount of people that would do with an extra $500 on their meager salary every month? Do you know that, Matt?
I know that. A lot of people would do that.
Because the economy is that tight. This government has not put things in place to turn the economy, to make the economy work for and on behalf of the people of Dominica. And so you have one set of people in the country basically swimming in the CBI dollars, and the rest of the people, they are basically at the right end where the economy is concerned.
A valid point, Lofty. And going back to the analogy used by a man on the street, said $64,000 a month for one man while the rest of us suffer. Yes?
Exactly. And so that is why, Matt, I don't want to hog your line too long. That is why people like Anderson Jolly and others, when they speak, we have to commend them, because there are many more, like Blessings keeps saying, many more influential people in the country who could speak but choose not to speak because of what I don't know. But we are there already. And so if the Dominican public, those who have a voice and can speak and choose not to speak for and on behalf of not other people's situation, but their own situation, because this Dominica, it is already in a sinking position. We have already touched rich rock bottom. We can go no further. And so I'm now wondering, what is it that we in Dominica are waiting for to speak and more so be prepared to do something about our situation? But understand, I want to thank you, my brother. You are exemplary Dominican, and I want to thank you for always taking time off to come help educate the masses out of the predicament in which we have found ourselves to be. Thank you, brother. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
it's a thank you. It's a pleasure. But I mean, it's sad that we have to see this. We have about 64,000 people. You could probably give $1,000 extra to each Dominican. Probably raise the minimum wage a little bit, and probably make the people a lot happier. So this is why, like, when everybody around the world sees the weaponization of the police system, Matt, and they look at it and they see how the police are being weaponized against anybody who protests or anybody who objects to what the government's agenda is, they see it as an insult, because here it is that they see mass manipulation. Here they see mass spending that is being done almost illegally. But our government fails to see this. This $1,000 that you could give per person, that we have to go ahead and give every month to make sure that Mr. Scarrett can live in a palace in Mont Daniel, is almost a head tax on everybody and every Dominican. And I hope everybody realize that every month from your paycheck, you are given $1,000 so that your king can live on the hill. That is exactly what it is. Your king needs $1,000 from all his citizens so that he can enjoy his lifestyle on the hill.
Dominica, this is it for us. This is it for us, huh? 449 Dominica 3095. We've got to go. We've got to go. Andy, I suspect you'll be back soon.
Yeah. I'm always around, always open to ideas. But Matt, I'm going to tell you, better bring the good ideas, because the rest of the world is changing. It's changing quick. It's happening fast, especially on the new administration we have in the U.S., and things are looking different. So if we cannot posture ourselves and we can't be smart enough, we will go down and perish. So
we've got to go.
Create barriers that will stifle our ambitions and potential to be the best we can be. So, Mr. PM, what's going on? The more we try and try, distance taking down. You created an illusion, an imagination of a bright, prosperous, wealthy nation. Some call you a mama guy, I call you a heartbreaker and a dream killer. We had plenty hope, but now we can't cope. You're a dream killer. Disregard of mental health while you be seeking in wealth. You're a dream killer. Some NEP working for small money. You're a dream killer. You present a lot of things, we believe in you. No one was like passing by, nothing coming through. There's a lot of promises, fulfilling a few. There is big celebration for us to praise you. Yeah. Dream. Children have a dream. So many sent overseas to study, especially those who support the party. Them workers were blue back that their parents gave you the X. But every time Felicia come on Facebook Live, the thing she exposing makes me want to cry. I wonder why she's so fly and how my face getting by. They say a promise is a comfort to a fool. Some kind of graduate, you don't pay the school. All we hear is excuses and more promises, while the students don't on their knees. Some call you a big trickster, I call you a heartbreaker and a dream killer. We had plenty hope, but now we can't cope. You're a dream killer. Disregard of mental health while you busy getting well. You're a dream killer. Some in NEP, working for small money. You're a dream killer. You present a lot of things, we believe in you. No, our life passing by, nothing coming through. It's so embarrassing while you there smiling. There's a grumbling, be quiet with him. Hey. Oh, you feel it, I had a dream. I have a dream. With hard work and determination, we can reach our destination through access to capital, education, mentorship.